This is a photo that I took today using some of the equipment that I've talked about in past videos. I'm going to also introduce a new piece of equipment, a new type of boom arm, and which is not the easiest thing to find, but if you can find it, I think you'll enjoy it. And what I would like to do is share a little bit of information with regards to how I took the photo and a little bit of information about the boom arms. So hi, my name is Steve. I'm an amateur photographer. I enjoy using old strobes and old power packs, old monoblocks, the kind of stuff that would have been in a studio, a professional studio 20 or 30 years ago. And for still lifes or for product photography, there is a fair amount of grip equipment that I enjoy using as well. So this is one of the pieces, the boom arm, that I'm going to kind of walk you through and tell you why I like it. So this is a one light setup. I have a Profoto Acute2 1200 watt second pack. And attached to that is an Acute D4 head, and attached to that is a Profoto, I think it was a 3x4 softbox. And it's flying above the plant, just out of the scene, and it's actually in front of it, not directly over it. So here's a behind the scenes of what that looks like. You can sort of see the messy environment that I kind of make these photos in. I think if you really pay attention and look off to the right, you can see I'm at Seattle area. We've been spending the past week in fog. So this was like maybe taken at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So a pretty foggy day. The other kind of quick things to point out here, the black material is something that I use a lot. It's called duvetine. It's cuts light and it absorbs light. A roll of it is not that expensive. So I think that's really, if you're doing product-based photography, it's something that you can use over and over again. And the way that I'm taking the photo, I've actually put it on a little stand, a little black cylinder to kind of elevate it off the bottom of the set. So this image here was mostly done in camera. I think I brought up the contrast a little bit, and I may have darkened the background a little bit, but for the most part, it is how it was out of the camera. And even though it may look like it's floating, it's not. That black cylinder that I used, it really didn't get exposed because the light was coming down from the top. So it sort of gives the illusion that it's floating, but I didn't have to do any kind of Photoshop skills in order to get that. So this is the boom. They are made by a couple of different companies. This one that I got used is called a Calumet. CAMBO, C-A-M-B-O, is another way to find them. Redwing, R-E-D-W-I-N-G. Even Chimera, Chimera. They make really, really good soft boxes and light shapers. They make them as well. None of these companies make these. I think there's only one, but they get rebranded over and over again. So their claim to fame, and the reason that I really enjoy them, is that whatever angle you put the face of the softbox, and in this case, in this image, the softbox faces down, as you lower or raise it, it stays at that same position. So it's always facing down. And if you work with a normal boom arm, just a pole that might stick out, you'll find that as you obviously lower or raise the pole, the angle of the face is going to change. This doesn't do that. So I've seen people use this for portraits as well. Obviously the softbox isn't going to be pointing down. It's probably going to be pointing more at 45 degrees. But you get the same idea. It's a super easy way to lower or raise without having to lower or raise the light stand itself, the center column of the light stand. So the other stuff that's going on here is that there's a counterweight or set of counterweights that can go on the back, and mine didn't come with those. So let's see. I just put some heavy cord and use a carabiner that can support a lot of weight. And then I attach to that an exercise kettlebell. In this case, it's like 15 pounds, but 10 pounds actually would probably be ideal. And you can actually move, there's a slider at the top of this pole. You can move the weight forwards or backwards on the pole to sort of get the whole thing balanced out. The last thing I would say about this is when you attach a strobe to it, and you might not see it so well in this image, but the baby pin is actually hexagonal. So you can screw it into a flat side, so it's quite secure. And then at the bottom, there's a handle that's sticking down, and that handle allows you to articulate the direction that you want the head to go. And it works really, really well, even on a larger, like the 3x4 foot softbox that I talked about. You just sort of twist it. It's super easy to do. It's very, very fast with this type of setup to get the light exactly where you want it. And if you need to make it taller, then it will go. If this setting here isn't the tallest that you would like, then of course you can just raise the light stand. And one thing that should be pointed out is you should probably use a junior light stand. And mine isn't that nice. It's just a generic junior light stand, and you can put it on a baby pin, but you have a lot of weight on this thing, so it's out at an angle. So I would probably suggest you go with spend a little bit more and get the junior light stand. Obviously, you can use that for many more things besides just this boom. So there you have it. Simple one light setup, a little bit of grip equipment, and a boom. You can find them used if you look for them. You can certainly buy them new. They're kind of pricey new. A lot of times people don't realize what they are. So when you do find them, you may be the only one interested in buying it. If you have any questions or comments about this, just let me know. I'm happy to discuss it. In any kind of product-based photo that you're going to see me taking, almost always I'm going to be using this boom.